Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be starting a brand new series here on the channel where I am going to be doing weekly NFL game predictions for the 2025 season and obviously beyond, of course. But obviously, for this season, particularly, we're going to be doing this weekly. I kind of thought about this idea randomly. I know it's not like a unique idea to me. I'm not the first person to ever think of this idea, of course, but like I just thought about, it'd be kind of nice to get some new form of content out. And I know I made videos on football in the past. My last one was the hot takes one a while ago. But for the most part, I'm a little low on content for the most part. I have videos to make, yeah, but outside of that, there's not a whole lot new to make. I have my videos sitting on the back corner, being ready to be made, and then I have like outside of that, there's like nothing new. Nothing new crazy is going on. At least nothing that I can cover, at least for the most part. But I just thought about because at least this can at least have my weekly uploads consistent for the most part. I would do my best to get these videos out weekly. I know I can be busy a lot, and there's times where I just generally don't have a whole lot, time to make a video. But I'm going to do my best to get these videos out weekly. If there's ever a scenario where I can't get a video out weekly, I apologize. But for the most part, I will get almost every single NFL week in this season covered on this channel. I will do my best, okay? But this is all for week one. Without further ado, let's get started. Also, I'm a Seahawks fan. I will just make it noted. I'm not going to try to be biased. All right, I'm not. I'm going to do my best. Try not to be biased, but you know how it is. Okay. Anyways, so let's get started. Week one, September 4th. The Dallas Cowboys going against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles will be at home. The Eagles are reigning Super Bowl champions, and they're still a very, very good team. People act like, oh, well, they lost a few players. They're gonna sure they lost a few players. They added a few, and then they also obviously had a pretty solid draft. I don't think just because they lost a few players, they're going to automatically go from Super Bowl champions to I don't know third place in the division. I mean, that could happen, but really, I don't see that happening myself. I just think right now, and I haven't even talked about the Cowboys yet. My money is on the Eagles right now, let's look at the Cowboys. Obviously, where do we start? Okay, first off, I don't think Dak Prescott's a bad quarterback. Some people say he's just bad. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's honestly pretty good. I think he gets a little too much hate, sometimes. But and then their running back room is abysmal. Their receiving room with a new member, George Pickens, is all right. It's pretty solid. It's pretty good. Offensive line, pretty sure is still good. I don't keep up with the Cowboys, so I don't know every single play or anything. And then frick what? Their defense is all. I mean, their defense has obviously is Micah Parsons, but he might not even be on the team. Wow, that drama is crazy though. I'm not sure what's happening with that. Honestly, he requested a trade. Nothing's going on it. So I wonder if anything's going to happen. Is he going to sit out or what? Is this just a strategy by him to get a payday from Jerry? Which Jerry Jones sucks, dude. I don't think he knows how to build a team because to be honest, the Cowboys have been losing more and more players each year at very important positions. They don't have a good running back room. Okay, they can't run the ball. They couldn't really run it last year. They decided to bring us old ass Ezekiel. Was that last year where they brought Elliott back? I'm not really sure. It was last year, right? Overall, I don't need to yap about this too much longer. I honestly don't think the Cowboys are capable of competing with the Eagles in this game. It may be a close game, okay? It may be a field goal difference or a one touchdown difference. But nevertheless, I don't think the Cowboys are going to win this game. And I could be wrong, okay? And I could be, but to be honest, I mean, I just don't think there's a scenario where the Eagles let the Cowboys beat them at home after winning the Super Bowl. I think the Eagles are going to play hard, they're going to fight hard, and they're not going to let the lousy Cowboys beat them. Sorry if I offended Cowboys fans if I call them lousy, but I mean, overall, I just don't think they can win this game. I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Game two. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers in Brazil. Okay. I already stated on my money will be again on the Eagles. Anyways, so Kansas City Chiefs versus Chargers in Brazil. I don't know what to say about this game. Now the Chargers had a very bad injury on their offensive line. They lost Rashawn Slater, one of their best offensive linemen. Very, very big hit for them. I think that's going to actually hit them really hard, especially in this game. No team gets really home field advantage because again it's in Brazil. The Chiefs, obviously, last time we saw them, they got their butts kicked in the Super Bowl. It was not close at all, and it honestly might as well have been 40-0 or whatever, right? It should have, might as well stay that way. Overall, uh, listen, I understand the Chargers are a great team. They have really good, talented players, but I don't think they're going to win this game. I think honestly, my money right now is with the Chiefs, just because first off, once again, I think the Chiefs are kind of going to be. They're going to be fighting hard to try to rewrite the story after they got their ass kicked in the Super Bowl. I think they're going to try to change the narrative, show that they can still compete. Obviously, they're still a pretty good team in the AFC. They're still one of the best, even if people hate them. I don't like the Chiefs myself. I'm kind of tired. I'm tired of the Chiefs glaze, to be honest. Like, I don't know why. When Brady was around, I didn't see the NFL going on that crazy. But I mean, they did, of course. But like, I like they do with the Chiefs, to be honest. I don't know. Overall, though, I think the Chiefs carry a little bit of an advantage in this game. I think honestly, I do love the Chargers. I like what are doing, but I don't think they're going to win this game. I'm sorry. My take is once again, I think just because again the loss of Rashawn Slater is crazy. Okay, pass protection is good. I mean, it's very important, and without one of your best offensive linemen, and the Chiefs, they have a pretty good defense. Okay, they have a pretty solid defense sometimes, but for the most part, I think it's gonna go in the favor of the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning this game. It could be a close game though, to be honest. Like I get this feeling this game could be a legit field goal difference or a touchdown difference or a very small point difference. But overall, to finish this predict this one, I'm going to say the Kansas City Chiefs will win. All right, game 3. The Arizona Cardinals versus the New Orleans Saints. Cardinals win. I'm joking. No, let's get into it. So, let's talk about the Cardinals first. Obviously, I'm a Seahawks fan. I think the Cardinals are like the worst team of the division, right? They're building something, but it's not very good. Kyler Murray's mid, I mean, yeah, he has a good beginning of the season, but every like the middle half of the year he falls off. So, and I'm not even hating, okay? But overall, no matter how much I think the Cardinals are mid, I think the Saints are worse. No one knows what they're doing over there. The Saints are. They honestly should have started rebuilding a long time ago. Instead, they just kept on holding on to their aging players, overpaid aging players, and now it's coming back to haunt them to where they barely have any talent on that team. And I don't know why. I got the Cardinals winning this game, though, to be honest. I don't even need to break it down, to be honest, too much. The Saints are bad. I remember when people were like were like legit buying into them last year when they went like 2-0 for the first two games and dominated the Panthers and the Cowboys. And people were like, "Oh, are the Saints up to something?" Like, no, they're not actually. Sure, they beat up on two really mediocre teams. And sorry, the Saints weren't shit last year, and they won't be shit this year. So, my money is with the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are going to win this game. I don't know if it'll be a close game. It might even be a sloppy game to where it's like a low score in like 17-10 or 20-17, 24-20, 24-21. I don't really know. It could either be a close game or not even close. But to be honest, again, I got the Cardinals winning this game. I think they got, despite me thinking they're mid, they have a lot more talent on that team, and especially with the quarterback room, the running back room, the receiving core, maybe. Chris Olave is a really good receiver himself, but he's practically by himself on that team overall. And then the Cardinals have a really good tight end. They have a alright offensive line. They have a solid defense for the most part, somewhat. I don't really keep up with the Cardinals. I don't know all their players, but I just think the Cardinals again have the advantage in this game. I don't think people expect the Saints to win, right? So, anyways, I think Cardinals win this game. Will it be close? Who knows? I don't know. All right, this game, I don't really know what to say about it. Jaguars Panthers. Jaguars have a new toy in Travis Hunter. Panthers have a new toy in that. I don't know his name. Terriota McMillan or something. Yeah, that guy. I hope I pronounced his name right. They have a new toy with that guy. Great player. I don't know which. I honestly. Oh, sorry. I don't really know. I Panthers have some talent. They're a solid. They were a solid team at the end of the year last year. They had a really bad beginning until last year, and then they kind of picked it up a little bit. And Bryce Young might have potential. Granted, he could still fall off, and so that late season push was a bit of a fluke, almost. Or not really late season push. It was late season. Uh, I don't know what to say. It was good though. The Panthers were winning games. Bryce Young was playing very good. I don't think it was a fluke. I think he's honestly starting to show that he actually has talent. I think his rookie year, the Panthers being bad his rookie year was not entirely his fault. The Panthers legit had no talent around him. I mean, granted, did he play good? No, absolutely not. But that still, I mean, what do you expect? That team was abysmal. Overall, I don't really know where to put my prediction with this one. I'm kind of stunned. Like, who do I go with? The Jags, the Panthers. The Jags have some talent themselves. They have Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence, who has yet to show his superstar potential from being the number one overall pick so many years ago. Two obviously we're getting two former number one overall picks once against one another. So I don't really know who to put my money on with though. To be honest, I'm joking. I'm not gambling, but I'm just using the word. I think the Jags might have a small advantage in this game, to be honest. But overall, it could really go either way. This is one of those games where I generally don't have an answer for you guys, and it could probably go either way. But I'm going to say, because I don't want to yap about this game the entire time, I'm going to say the Jags have the advantage. I think the Jags are going to win. They're going to win at home. They're going to start 1-0. It's going to be a pretty good win for them. Will it be a close game? Probably. I don't think it's going to be a dominating blowout like 30-10 or something, but I think it'll definitely be a somewhat close game, I think. I think, yeah, but my final say, Jaguars win this game. And if you want to say I don't know ball in the comments, you can. I'm sorry. Okay. Next game, Buccaneers Falcons. Falcons are a brand new team this year, sort of. Michael Penix Jr. is officially their starter. Kirk Cousins fumbled his way out of the starting position. Not really sure what happened there. I remember when they signed him, and so many people were buying into the Falcons, like, oh, they're contenders now, and Kirk Cousins is going to lead them. Like, really? Tell me, when has Kirk Cousins ever really led the Vikings to anything? And I'm not some Kirk Cousins hater or anything, but tell me. I just don't know when Kirk Cousins has ever led the Vikings to anything great, for the most part. I'm just saying. I don't mean to be a hater, but when the Falcons signed him, I was like, yeah, they're still going to miss the playoffs, and they still did. Okay, but Michael Penix Jr. is their starter. They had a pretty solid draft again. I don't keep up with every single team's draft, so I don't know ball 100%, but for the most part, I'm going to say the Falcons did a pretty good job. But I think the Bucs are going to win this game. The Bucs are just a better team, in my opinion. Baker Mayfield's honestly really great. They have a great receiving core. They have they have a solid defense. I think the Bucs just have the advantages in this game, to be honest. Like, I know it's a divisional matchup. These divisional matchups could really go either way. So, to be honest, it really, again, the Falcons are at home, right? The Falcons are at home. But I don't really know. I think right now, as it stands, though, I think I'm going to lean with the Bucs. Okay, I think the Bucs are still a very good team. I think honestly, the Bucs are still going to win the South. I mean, again, I understand, and Michael Penix Jr. could totally prove me wrong. He could be fantastic, or he could be horrible, or he could just be he could be good. But I think him being good still wouldn't be enough to elevate the Falcons to beat the Buccaneers. Now, granted, Falcons have a lot of talent. They obviously, potentially, we don't know if Michael Penix Jr. really could be great because we didn't see much of him last year, but I think he could be great. Big John Robinson, obviously. They have Drake London, I don't know who else the receivers are. Kyle Pitts, just Kyle Pitts, he was drafted really high and he hasn't really done much. That's just my opinion. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Bucs in this game. I think the Bucs just have the advantage. Again, I could be wrong, but again, who knows? It's a divisional game, so these games are kind of hard to predict sometimes. All right, next game, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New Jersey Jets. I'm joking. New York Jets. By the way, throughout the year, each team will earn a nickname depending on how they play. So if the Jets are bad, I'm going to call them the New Jersey Jets. Once again, let's get started. So, Pittsburgh Steelers played against the Jets. Justin Fields is playing against the team he barely played for. Um, well, I don't know. And then old ass Aaron Rodgers. I don't really know what to listen. Currently I'm going to lead with the Steelers to be honest because I their defense is still great, and I think because the Jets' offensive line is young and inexperienced almost for the most. I think the Steelers' defense is going to have a field day going after Fields, to be honest. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say a bit of a hot take. I don't think Justin Fields is very good, to be honest. I'm not sure why at all the Jets would pay him the amount of money they did. Because honestly, look at his track record. He hasn't done shit. You look at his record with the Bears. He didn't do anything. You look at his small record with the Steelers. Didn't really do much. Lost his job to Russell Wilson. Yeah, I'm just saying. Just saying, I remember when he was still with the Bears, and it was like the year before. It was before they drafted Caleb Williams. Some of their fans near the end of the year were literally chanting, "We want Fields." Like, yeah, you guys want to keep losing? I don't understand. I mean, listen, he could easily elevate himself and change the narrative on his story with the Jets. He could. And that's a possibility because the Jets have a somewhat talented team around them. They just never, for some reason, know how to put it all together to have a good season. Right now, though, I just think the Steelers have the advantage in this game. I think Aaron Rodgers. I know he's old and he's not what he used to be, but he can still throw the ball. And they also have a DK Metcalf, which is their only receiver practically. They have some other guys, but for the most part. I think the Steelers defense will once again probably carry them to victory like they always do. While the offense just kind of sits around, just go like, yeah, go defense. Because that's what it's like watching a Steelers game. Is whenever they win, it's usually always because their defense, not because their offense. Sometimes it can be their offense, of course. Depends on the team they're playing against. But for the most part, it's usually just like their defense doing something crazy, causing a fumble, stopping them on third down, allowing the offense to take advantage. Overall, I just think the Steelers got the advantage in this game. They have a better defense. I know the Jets overall have some better players. They have some really good players themselves, but I don't think they're. Plus, Justin Fields, I mean, again, he could easily change the narrative, but not in week one, I don't think. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but, I just think the offensive line, again, is not the best, and the Steelers might have a field day making fun of them. So, next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. So, old boy Joe Flacco has been announced the starter, so we already know who's going to win. I'm joking. Overall, I don't think Cardinals, Chiefs. I don't know what it was. The Browns are going to win this game. I just don't. I don't know, man. I know this. I know the Bengals are known for having a really bad defense and stuff, but it's not like the Browns have a good offense or anything. So it's not like it matters. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Bengals are going to win this game. I don't even need to go into depth, really, to be honest. I just think the Bengals, offensive power wise, is levels ahead of the Browns. Listen. You got the Browns. Obviously have Joe Burrow. I don't know who the hell their running back is. They have T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and they have a pretty solid core right there. Defense, yeah, their defense is bad, but hey, they got Trey Henderson back, so they didn't lose him, which is good. They almost did, but they get to keep him. So overall, I mean, again, I don't need to go into depth really. To be honest, I think the Bengals win this game. I don't think there's ever a scenario where the Browns win because again, it's the Browns. No one cares about the Browns. Next game. The Miami Dolphins versus the Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones has been announced the starter for the Colts, so I don't know. This is a game between honestly two mid teams, and the Dolphins are. I mean, honestly, they're usually mid. I know they have some talent, but for the past like 2 years, they've been mid. Two like 8 and 9 type teams, teams that barely are, they win enough games, but never enough, to like go anywhere. And they usually have a losing record. Now, the Dolphins could really change their story this year. They could be good, but to be honest, they're not better than the Bills in their division. So, if there's a scenario where the Dolphins are good, they're not going to be in like first place. They're going to be second place. And like overall, though, I don't know. Tua, you got to be concerned about him because like every year he's been getting injured. And every year they don't have a backup that can carry them. Didn't they draft somebody? They drafted that one guy. Oh, fuck, what's his name? I don't know his name. They drafted somebody. He's probably not going to do it. I mean, I'm not sure if he'll do anything, but yeah, I forgot. I know they drafted some rookie quarterback, not to replace two or anything, I don't think, but probably be a backup. But again, that's the one problem with the Dolphins is they never have a good backup, and then their backup is some random guy who's a career backup. He's not a good career backup. He's a bad one, and that's why they lose games a lot. I think this is just gonna be a sloppy game, to be honest. I don't really know. We don't really know what to expect from the Colts this year. They got freaking Daniel Jones starting for them. Uh, I don't know. This is like a this. I don't think it's gonna be a snooze fest, but I feel like this is gonna be like a sloppy, boring, low scoring game. Like probably legit like 17-14, 17-16, 20 to I don't know. Like I don't know what to say. It could easily be a blowout, like the Colts win 28-3. Oh no. Sorry, Falcons fans. I didn't mean to mention that number. You think it haunts them? Do you think like the numbers of 28-3 haunts Falcons fans? Like if they ever hear it? Like I don't know. Like let's just stay there at the grocery store and they buy some stuff. And then the cashier's like, your total is $28.03. They're like, no. You think they're like that? I am a Seahawks fan. I'm haunted by the goal line. Whenever I play Madden, I never throw it at the goal line. I usually try to run it. I never throw it. I just have PTS. It haunts me, even in Madden. Overall, this could be really one of those games that just goes kind of almost anyway. But I kind of think I'm going to give it to the Dolphins. Maybe I think the Dolphins have the. I mean, they have a better offense, at least a better quarterback, a better offense. I think that's what's going to carry them to victory. What game is next? We got Raiders Patriots. Patriots are a good and up and coming team, I think. I don't think they're going to jump from bad last year to first place material this year, but I think they're building something over there. Coach Mike Vrabel, who's I believe is a good coach. You know, I think he did great things with Tennessee while he was there. The Titans were very good. Again, I don't think they'll bounce from bad to great. Okay, we got to remember. I mean, granted, the Patriots have a relatively easy schedule, and if they take advantage of that and at least win most of their games, let me take a look at their schedule. Let me take a look at. I'm on my laptop right now, so hold on. Let me look New England Patriots schedule. I'm pretty sure they got a really easy schedule. Not easy, but like a pretty easy schedule. So let's look at it. If it'll pop up for me. So hold on, let me pull it up. So obviously, week one they start with the Raiders, not the hardest thing. Week two is Dolphins, Steelers, Panthers, Bills. Okay, outside division games. All right, we got their games are Raiders, and we're not counting division games right now. So we're just going over non-divisional. Raiders, Steelers, Panthers, Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons, Bucks, Jets, Bengals, Giants, Ravens, I mean, not outside like the Ravens and the Bengals and maybe I mean the Bucks. This schedule isn't hard, you know. It's not the worst thing. I think if they take advantage of some again, the divisional games will be a little rough, but I think they can probably split with the Jets for the most part. The Bills will probably sweep them or split with them. I don't really know, but I mean, I don't know. But one thing the Raiders have though is veteran presence. They have Geno Smith. They don't really have a good receiving core at all. But they have Max Crosby on defense. Very great player. They have a great up and coming rookie running back. I think the Raiders are definitely up to something themselves, but I think when it comes to this game, I think the I think the I think the rate. I don't really know where to put my money on this time. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I think, to be honest, it might be a bit of. I just think Geno Smith can definitely carry this team. He's an experienced quarterback. One thing I hate about how Seahawks fans is how they're just instantly disrespecting Geno. Like what wasn't good. I mean, he wasn't perfect for us, no, but he was honestly pretty good, and I think he'll be pretty good with the Raiders. The difference is the Raiders, offense wise, is less talented, but I think his presence there, their defense can probably carry them to a victory in this one. We're actually running out of recording time somewhat, so we gotta sort of wrap this up. How many games are left? Not many. Not many. Okay. Titans, Broncos. Broncos win. I'm joking. Honestly, yeah, I mean, that's fair. Broncos are an extremely good up and coming team. I think, honestly, they are maybe not this year, maybe not right away, but honestly, soon, I think they'll be really big contenders in the AFC. And, I've seen some people say, oh, I've seen some, like, analysts say they can win the division. I'm not sure if that'll happen. I would like it to because I'm tired of the Chiefs. But certainly, what I can say for this week one game is the Broncos win. Titans, obviously, they have my glorious king, Tyler Lockett, one of my favorite players ever. But I think it's just going to be a rough start for the Titans, okay? They're facing a good team, a good defense. It probably won't be a close game, but hopefully Cam Ward can show out, could play ball and show out, and at least show the Titans a very bright potential future with him at quarterback. All right, Giants Commanders. I almost forgot this game. Commanders win. Giants definitely they were playing good in the preseason, but that's preseason. One thing I will say, Jackson Dart looks great from his preseason play. Russell Wilson looks pretty good too. So with Russell Wilson being the starter officially, I think right, he's the starter. They have a good quarterback there who can at least. The thing is though, the Giants have a really hard schedule. It's going to be rough for them. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a good time for them. It's a rough schedule. Overall, though, Commanders they're good. They get to keep Terry McLaurin, which is good for them. Some people are saying like, oh, Jaden Daniels might have a sophomore slump. He might, and even if he did, I think it'll still be enough to carry the Commanders to the playoffs. I think because if you look at what happened to the Texans last year, C.J. Stroud had a bit of a slump, but they were still good enough to win the division. Now, granted, the Commanders probably won't win the division, but I think they can still play good enough. And honestly, I think Jaden Daniels won't have a slump. He could, but again, I think the Commanders are a really talented team, and it's gonna be good for them. All right, the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. Big news: the 49ers are gonna be without Brandon Ayuk on offense for Week 1, I believe. I think I saw something about that, so it's gonna be a little rough for them, to be honest. Their offense is listen. I don't know how people are buying into the 49ers so much. I'm not even being a hater. They lost a lot of players, okay? And honestly, I mean, what's left is kind of just there. Sure, they still have talent on that team. The only thing that benefits the 49ers is they have an easy ass schedule. As usual, they get benefited with an easy schedule every single year almost. So, really, I mean, but my Seahawks, the Seahawks, they do some good things. Brought in Cooper Cup, who he still has plenty left to take it. Sam Darnold is my main concern. If there's two scenarios I look at it. If his run in Minnesota was a fluke, it's going to be a bad year for the Seahawks, to be honest. Not a bad year, but it's going to be a rough year for the most part. But like the Seahawks, my team we could easily go like 7-10, 6. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be a great experience if his time in Minnesota and then his time in Seattle is a fluke. If he comes to Seattle and he's great like he was in Minnesota for at least majority of the year, then it's going to be a pretty good year. And I honestly think it's going to be a great year for my team. But obviously, non-biased, Seahawks win this game. I think the 49ers are just their Super Bowl window is closing. Slowly, their team is getting more aged. And, eventually the money that they're paying their players is going to come back to bite them, because they're paying all these players so much money. And again, once again, all these players, they're climbing up in age. They're getting older. They're not going to last forever. So, the Super Bowl window, in my opinion, is generally close, for at least for now. Because I don't know. Every single year, not every single year, but when they've gone to the Super Bowl, they've choked. So, that's off topic. But point being, I'm running out of fucking recording time. But my final say is the Seahawks will win this game. The 49ers will obviously still win games, obviously thanks to that easy schedule. And obviously, again, they still have talent. But their offense is going to be severely limited in Week 1 against the Seahawks without Brandon Ayuk. Because, I mean, obviously. So I'm running out of recording time, so I got to freaking stop recording and go grab some spare gameplay I got laying around. I'll be right back. We got 3 more games, which is super inconvenient. I got 3 more games, and I only got like a few seconds left of recording. I'll be right back. All right, but to finish off my prediction with the Seahawks, I just think the 49ers have lost a lot of talent. Their players are aging. I just think it's going to get worse for the 49ers eventually, But right now, again, They still have talent. It's enough to win games, but again, thanks for easy schedule. But my Seahawks will prevail and beat them. Hopefully, if Sam Darnold is a fluke. If not, if he's a fluke, we lose. If he's not a fluke, we win. So who knows? Next game: Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers. Um, I got to say something. A lot of people are saying that the Lions are gonna take a step back because of their loss of their coordinators, and that may be true, but I don't think they're gonna go from 14-2 to 10-7 and barely make the playoffs. I think because they're still a very good team. They still have a lot of talent, and for some reason, some people are acting like they're legit going to take a huge step back because they're lost of their coordinators. I think Dan Campbell's a good enough coach to carry them way beyond their coordinators, and sure they probably won't go 14-2 again. That's for sure. Did they go 14-2? I don't know how many games they won last year. I forgot. They certainly won't have as good as the year they did have last year, but they'll still be a very good team. They'll still win games, and I'm going to be honest, they could probably still sweep the Packers. They're playing against Green Bay Packers in week 1. Green Bay's at home. Green Bay got a new shiny toy in Matthew Golden, but man, I mean, if you look at the games last year when they played the Lions, it was never really that close. The Lions just dominated them each time, and the Lions have been dominating them for at least a few years now, ever since the Lions have turned from a bad team to a good team. And I mean, sometimes they've been close games, but for the most part, I just right now, even considering with the loss of their coordinators, I think the Lions are still a very talented team. Now, Green Bay is a talented team themselves. They're a great team, actually. I think I can see them definitely. When it comes to the NFC North, it's a very difficult division because you have 3 teams that are very talented. All right, 4 if you want to count the Bears if they really start to prove themselves. But right now, I don't think the Bears are going to. The Bears definitely are building something, but I don't think it's enough to beat the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings just yet. I mean, they can beat the Packers at least once, but for the most part, I think the Lions are still probably one of the best teams, okay? And when it comes to the Vikings are generally have one huge concern if J.J. McCarthy's good. If J.J. McCarthy, which I don't think this will be happen, but if he's bad, then it's gonna be a rough year for the Vikings, and they're probably gonna be 3rd or 4th. If he's good and he's great, the Vikings can easily finish 1st or 2nd. It's a really tough division because once again the Packers could be elite. The Lions are still good. I'm not sure why people act like they're not. And the Vikings, they're a very good team around them. All J.J. McCarthy has to do is show that he can play and be good. And then, boom, the Vikings are probably going to be great and probably get the playoffs at least. I mean, right now, though, my mind's with the Lions. You got to look at the track record. You got to look at it. Think about it. The Lions have been beating the Packers recently. They hasn't really been all that close too much. And to be honest, the Lions are still a great team. They're still a solid team, and I don't think they're going to lose this game. I mean, they could. All right, I could be wrong, but tell me, man. I mean, I think the Lions, they still got what it takes, and the Packers, I know they're a good team, but I think this is the game where they drop. Now, granted, this game really could go either way, but who knows, man. But my final say, I got the Lions winning in Lambeau. All right, last game, one of the last games, almost. We're almost there. Houston Texans versus Los Angeles Rams. Rams got better. All right. They had some really good talent well, they made a trade. Didn't they make a trade in the... Yeah, they trade their first round pick, but they get another one next year, so... All right, anyways, Rams. They added Devontae Adams. It's gonna be a good year for him, I think, honestly. Devontae Adams had a rough few years. He's had ever since leaving Green Bay. He's had just going from the Raiders, which were dookie. Then he went to the Jets, wasted his time there. Finally, he's with a competent team, so maybe he'll finally at least have one last good season before he finally retires. I'm not saying he's going to retire next year, but he's reaching the end of his road, and I think with him being in Los Angeles, though, he'll be able to have one last great season if he was to say retire next year. The Rams' offense is good. The Rams' defense is good. Their linebacker core is a little mid, but for the most part, the Rams are a very good team. Despite me being a Seahawks fan, I don't like the Rams all that much. I think the Rams will probably win this game. The Texans, don't get me wrong, are a great team themselves. To be honest, I think the only thing the Texans have is that they're all younger. The Rams have a problem though going into next year. Matthew Stafford's getting old, and so he won't be around forever. He might even retire next year. The Rams eventually need to figure out who their replacement will be. Granted, they don't have to worry about that right now, but they got to start considering ideas, you know. But right now, Rams are a talented team. Texans are a talented team. This will be a light show. It'll be a fireworks show. It'll be fun. I think. Hope maybe I don't know. It could be a blowout. I don't really know who will win this game. The Rams are a good team. The Texans are a good team. I know I just said the Rams might win, but now I'm kind of having a change of heart. I'm sorry. I think maybe the Texans could win. But once again, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say the. Mm, I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go with the Rams, man. I think the Rams are gonna, they're gonna play hard. They're gonna fight hard. I know the Texans are a good team, and the Texans will win their division as usual. But the Rams are gonna. The Rams have a bit more talent on some spots of the team, you know. But I mean, this will be a close game, and it could really go either way. And honestly, I probably don't know ball, to be honest. I probably don't know ball, and the Texans might win. But now I'm indecisive, man. I'm indecisive. Ugh. Okay. I'm running out of recording time again. Still, we're almost done now. So my final say is Rams win. I'm sorry. I hate the Rams. I mean, they're division rivals, but they have a lot of talent. All right, we're almost done. Okay. Baltimore Ravens versus Buffalo Bills. Just like the playoff game, the Bills will win. I'm joking. Bills and Ravens is such a peak matchup always. But I still think the Bills are going to win this game. I had to go a little fast, guys. I'm sorry if I can't go in depth with this one. I'll keep it noted next time that I gotta record even more gameplay. But the Bills are still the Bills. They're still a top tier team in the AFC. So are the Ravens. So this game is really difficult to predict because they're both heavyweights in the AFC and they're going against one another. But I just think the Bills. Now I don't know. I like the Bills more, to be honest, though. I'm going to be honest. I like the Bills more, and I think they could probably win this game. Again, I kind of had to rush this prediction, at least through this part of the video. But I got the Bills winning. I think they're going to play out. They're going to play good. They're going to play good ball. We clicked on the wrong game. I'm sorry, hold on. Last game. We're almost done. Vikings and Bears. I'm going to leave with the Vikings. Now listen, again, if J.J. McCarthy at least has maybe a rough start, the Bears could probably slip away with this game. But if he doesn't and he plays actually really good, the Bears are going to get their ass kicked. Again, I'm sorry if I have to predict some of these later games. Next week's prediction, I will add more gameplay and at least do a little bit better job going in depth because I know I kind of rushed over these. I'm a little tired right now, to be honest. So it's like early morning. I haven't had any caffeine, so it's been a long morning. So. Once again, no, I think the Vikings are just going to win this game. Talent-wise, they're way better than the Bears, okay? The Bears, yeah, they're building something. They're building something really good over there. I don't think it'll still... They don't... I mean, I don't know. The Bears are definitely building something, but it won't hit just yet. The Vikings, as long as J.J. McCarthy isn't some slob, they're going to win this game. So that's my final say. Vikings win. So, that is our Week 1 NFL prediction. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I couldn't go super in depth with all of these games because again I'm a little tired, ran out of gameplay. But next week will be much better. So again, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Tell me I don't know ball because I probably don't. I want to do next week. I want to definitely look into more team rosters because I don't know every player. I don't know everything about each team. I want to do a bit more research for next week. I do this, which I have a bit of time to actually do that research because obviously week 2. Is a bit away, obviously, so week 2's video will be out probably right before week 2 actually happens. I'll get it out as soon as possible. Around that time, of course. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a great rest of your day, and peace out.